Hey, today I would like to tackle the subject of creating and starting a business quickly. Because most of the time when we want to do something that matters, something important, we tend to, first of all, not focus on the right thing and waste a lot of time. And secondly, there's quickly a problem that arises, that is, we feel overwhelmed by all the things we have to do, and it seems like, we can't manage that anymore, or it's too long, too difficult, and we lack of courage for that. So the first thing I talked about is focusing on the right thing, because as human, I would say, as human, what we tend to do is to focus on what is most enjoyable for ourselves. Like creating a beautiful and set up a beautiful website. Okay, I can spend a lot of time on that, because there are so many things I can add, I can do, I can learn about that. I could spend several months literally on it. And that's enjoyable. If you enjoy this kind of thing, that's very enjoyable, and say, yeah, but it has some importance. And that's right, it has some importance. There are a lot of things we can dive into and spend a lot of time, but that don't get us to the point. The point is to create a business there. The point is to evolve as quickly as possible to things that matter, to have value we add to others. And a beautiful website has some importance, okay? But it's not clearly the main value we are bringing. That's important to reevaluate what we're doing on a daily basis, because we very quickly shift on those kind of things. Okay, so first thing is, what is most important for me now to move as fast as possible, and to reevaluate that, reassess that on a daily basis. Okay, even if that seems not the best thing I would like to do now. Okay, now the second thing is, in order not to feel overwhelmed, especially if there are a lot of things that seems not that enjoyable to do, but I have to do them and it takes a lot of time and to work and so on. It's to, there is a theory about it that says, I think it has a name even. The theory says that the more time you have to do something, the more time it's going to take. And conversely, the less time you have to do something, the less time it's going to take. And that's very true. The human mind is kind of something that expands in every places, and the more space it has, well, the more everywhere it is, doing everything and nothing at all. So we have to take that into consideration very, very precisely. So in the same time, the more time you're going to spend on something, especially if that's not something you enjoy the most, okay, the more it's going to be boring, and the theory should add that also, that the more time you're going to spend on something, the more boring it's going to be. Conversely, the less time you're going to spend on something and achieve the same result, the more motivating it's going to be. Okay, if it took one day to do something and okay, that's done, move on. Okay, instead you're proud of yourself, you can see yourself really, you have passed a level, you can go to the next step and so on. You're building something, that's very, very enjoyable and motivating. Conversely, if it took 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do the same thing, it's overwhelming, boring, and you lack energy to do the next thing. Okay, so that's very important too. So what and why? There's something very important in that, because the more time we have, the more time thinking of it we are going to spend. And that's the time thinking of, it's difficult, I don't necessarily want to do that, it's, it appears as difficult and so on. It's the thoughts about it that are difficult. Doing something by itself is rarely very difficult. You know what you have to do. Take step 1, step 2, step 3, okay, until it's done. That's not that difficult. That's never that difficult. There are things more enjoyable than others, but that's clearly not that different. What is different is the thought we have about it. So once you have identified what is on a daily basis, reassess that on a daily basis, what is most important today to move fast, okay? What is the thing that I need to do first in order to move, quickly? Then prioritize that. Do that first thing, in the morning, or, second thing if you want, but that's it, very priority on high priority on that. Then don't think about it. And take certain amount of time on a daily basis. For example, if you have to do that on several days, and say, okay, for 1 hour, 2 hours, I'm going to do that first thing in the morning. No thoughts about it. You start right with that when you are full of energy. You don't have the time to wander and do other things and so on and be tired of working and so on. Okay, then time is gone, you move on and you come back to that the next day. That's, if you're just doing that, the important thing first, and knowing what is important, first on priority, first thing in the morning, and set time, okay, done every day, done. That moves very fast. But be wary of the human mind. If you don't control this tool is going to control you. That's the key here, okay? And that's, really a key to creating and running a business, and a successful business, okay? So think of that. It has more importance than we usually imagine. And if you want more to help you, I have a training on how to decondition yourself that you can get on training.soundscrazy.net, and it's free. It's going to help you a lot also if you want. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye bye.